The white man today will tell you that thousands of years ago, the black man in Africa was living in Palestine. The black man in Africa was wearing...
As we raise for a new day, give praise and acknowledge. The sun rays lift my black skin, turn solidly, absorbing the natural energy. Like the cocoa and yam crop flourish abundantly, like it was meant to be. Eating jelly plum until my gums are numb. But my brothers are still young, guess I should pick them some. I gotta share but a shine without a bruise or blemish. Who would've known we would encounter a fate so hellish? Our strength is unprecedented from here to Kemet. Driven by righteous incentives, we innovative and inventive. My father does metalwork, fire, mold, metal, goldsmith. Warrior tribe, will survive if we stay close-knit. We lived our lives through good vibes until the wicked man that lied arrived. Offering bribes, waving guns and knives. They came from an ignorant nation, lacking pigmentation. Do you remember conversation or this confrontation?
The man in Africa had mastered the arts and the sciences. He knew the course of the stars in the universe before the man up in Europe knew that the earth wasn't flat. Then if the black man in Africa had reached such a high state of civilization so long ago, at a time when the people of Europe were crawling on their own shores.
One of us take the dead for nothing. Slave ship packed to the back, men in the fam stack, raving and fussing. Rave rant cussing out of when there's something in my last part, my bedroom with the map is disgusting. Right now, I would love a man moving in this space. I'm losing my mind, I need space. Vomit and fish, stress up in the place, so it's sickness. Gotta beg you reach, make haste. While we lie down, some cries die down. I do anything to see my village on my eyes now. Good grief for them mama shriek inside. It's a bad something we ain't ready to see. Ain't nothing this deep since Moses led the Israelites out Egypt into the Great Red Sea. I'm saying, deep down these are the works of a sinister tender. Wicked splendor, do you remember?
And to make these people, or enable these people to come out of the cave and come down into our civilization and take it over and hitch us to the plow. What happened? How did they do it? These are the things you should want to find out before you say hooray, hooray, hooray. Is that right or wrong?
I'm sitting on a branch of my mango tree, sucking a Julie. Saw a ship and tucking my jewelry. They moored the boat off the shore, it kinda moved me. This is the Mississippi River, not a slave movie. People looking like me, chain, ankle, and wrist. Paleo lift hit my bros and sis with whips. I know it better, thought I can't let this slide. Suddenly something that flew started burning my eyes. Kicks to my ribs, burning my sides. Plus no one knows that I'm gone. Birds sing a sorrowful song. Soon I'm shackled with them and the horror goes on. Walking for miles, winter weather burning my corns. Destination unknown, many died, those kept alive became property of the enemy tribes. Should I take my life? I couldn't decide. From master to a prisoner at the blink of an eye. Why?
How could so few white people rule so many black people? This is the thing you should want to know.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. Ali is happy when Moors are happy. Vixens wink fake lashes trying to trap me. 40 days and nights battling below with demons. This is not the land, hybrids can't be freemen. If this is not the land, who's the immigrant thinking they're sovereign? Imagination figment, recessive is their status, lacking pigment. Game for the Thanksgiving, but no commitment to indigenous Moors they conquered with Bibles. Signs in the vitals and signs in the cycles, only to strangle, embracing my rivals. Free national standards, not playing with the tribals. Each Moor is their own Christ, not disciples. Whether hands or thoughts, no worshiping idols. Always carry my Moorish Quran, no recitals. Everyone will not process ancients' arrivals. Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
Innate mystic ability to show and prove a lesson, coupled with the agility to move you with the message, presence of divine mind to navigate you with a reference, urgent with a purpose, perfect. Emergent urban legends, real more is not a question or a choice or a preference. You are who you are, you should have the same obsession, broke the same jewels to a dude, the corner, Jane and Weston, what you reppin', all that effort, that direction, keep you separate in.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. True Ali is happy when Moors are happy. Vixens wink fake lashes trying to trap me. 40 days and nights battling the lower demons. This is not their land, hybrids can't be free men. If this is not their land, who's the immigrant thinking they're sovereign? Imagination figment, recessive is their status, lacking pigment. A game for the Thanksgiving, but no commitment to indigenous Moors they conquered with Bibles, signs in the vitals and signs in the cycles, only to strangle, embracing my rivals. Free national standards, not playing with the tribals. Each Moor is their own Christ, not disciples. Whether hands or thoughts, no worshiping idols. Always carry my Moorish Quran or recitals. Everyone will not process ancients' arrivals. Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
Innate mystic ability to show and prove a lesson, coupled with the agility to move you with the message, presence of divine mind to navigate you with a reference, urgent with a purpose, perfect. Emergent urban legends, real more is not a question or a choice or a preference. You are who you are, you should have the same obsession, broke the same jewels to a dude, the corner, Jane and Weston, what you reppin', all that effort, that direction, keep you separate in a world of blind sheep. I was born to be a shepherd, mind like an elephant, got the paws of a leopard, means I'm wise and I'm strong, crank you up like I'm a record, take you to the body shop, correct your lines to true vector manifestations, matter, energy, and mind, spirit men unsung, Trey Young dropping dimes, until you tighten up, you catching splinters from the pine, clean the clouds out your thoughts, that's what keep you in the bind.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts with Moors, they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take Moorish science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the profit. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma sentence again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in the kid. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again.
This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts with Moors, they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take Moorish science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the profit. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma sentence again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in the kid. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Peace, Moors, Islam. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Welcome for a special Q&A Wednesday. Correcting Black history. So you can send this to all your black whoever's that's been debating you or challenging you or whatever like that. They think you're the only one or something like that. Send this to them. Tell them get on here. And we're taking the Q&As from the black guys. Let's see what happens. Actually, we got some questions, so we shall see where this goes. We got some questions. Before we do that, you already know we got to do the IG check-in. You got to do an IG check-in. Remember, if you haven't,
Make sure you go check the NYP talk show, Correcting Black History Part 1 with Cujo L. And we're going to keep it light. And keep it light, because when you get deep, people get confused. So go check that out. And don't forget, this Saturday, 7 p.m., Peace Pipe TV, Q&A with Cujo L. So this is where it's at. Bring your questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. We won't beat you up too bad. But even though you might get beat up, you're going to learn something. So all your questions. And then also, too, go check out the other interviews on there, Peace Pipe TV. Right? But it's going to be an open forum. It's going to be an open forum. So come on down. Whatever school of thought you think you belong to. Come on down. And let's build. I was building with the Moor too. When we were doing this session. Let's build. We had a nation of gods on earth on there who he agreed and knew that he was a Moor, even though he's a nation of gods on earth. You know, yeah, I'm a Moor. I know that we're Moors. We had Haitian on there. And Haitian has the flag in the back with the fez on the coconut tree. We had New York on there. We had Toronto on there. What do you mean there's no unity? What do you mean the backbiting and the Moors are backbiting each other and all that stuff? Maybe you're with the wrong Moors. Maybe that's your problem. Maybe your problem is you're messing with the wrong Moors. You should probably get down with the winning team. Speaking about the winning team, we just won today too. So we're heading to the semis next week. Semis next week. And we'll see where that goes. Junior and senior team going to the semis. Won the quarterfinals today. So, you know, we're not just talkers. We don't just talk. And we even knew Moors on the other team because they beat our ass last year. So we got some payback this year. So we'll see where this goes. And it was all love after the game. Because everybody knows it's not that serious. This is about real life. This is about learning, discipline, and honor, and respect, sportsmanship. You know, that's what this is about. Young men being taught by men about what growing up is. Right? So their stuff is paying off right now. 7-1 in the season. And just made it to the semifinals. So keep in mind, if you're repping some Black history, oh yeah, this is a good one too. Let's put this one out there. This one's crazy. This one's crazy. You know all the Moors? You know all the Moors study, right? You know all the Moors study. And Everybody remembers and saw this map right here that we saw, right, in our studies. In our studies, we've come across this map with the green water, and it said, Moroccan Empire on it, and then the yellow with the red writing. Moors who study, they seen that map already. So someone came on and actually said, honors to Brother Jerome Graham Bay, elder from the Federation, for his creation eye-catching map on the right, reflecting chapter 47. Right? And all the Moors who saw the map knew exactly what was being said to them, but didn't know where this map came from. But now we know Moors. So honors to Brother Jerome Graham Bay, wherever that Moor is. Whoever that Moor is, honors to him. The only Moors who study would know. Only Moors who study. If you don't study, you might not know. But Moors be like Black History Month. 28 days begins with slavery. Moorish history, 365 days. Begins with mothers and fathers of civilization. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Are you really going to be on the Black history side? Really? You accidentally slip and rub a bottle and a genie pops out of it. Said, I'll give you two options right now. Black history, 28 days begins with slavery. Moorish history, 365 days begins with mother and fathers of civilization. And then Genie, mute. Balls in your court. Keep in mind, Genie came out with the turban on, with the feather and all that stuff. Then he came out the bottle that you slipped and rubbed accidentally, and the Genie came out. Well, you have one option. I'm not even telling you what's happening after the option you pick. You're not even getting any, you're going to win the whatever. You're not even getting any of that. Here's two options. You're not getting the Morpheus and Neo sit down and letting you know, well, the blue one is, and then the red one is, you're not getting any of that. Two choices. Pick right now. You're really telling me you're picking Black history 28 days begins with slavery? Because you know that's Black history. Right? You know Black history starts with slavery. You do know this. People who consider themselves Black and Black Asiatics and Black ancient Egyptians of wherever. All the Black whoever's. We already know what Moors are going to pick. We don't have to ask Moors any dumbass questions. Moors already know what they're picking. And they don't care what they get. Point blank, period. Moors know what they're picking. But these other people, I don't know what's wrong with them. I'm really not too sure. I'm really not too sure. Because there are ones who are going to pick Black history 28 days. There are ones who are going to pick that. Right? But it's for the two in the back. The two in the back who, you know something's wrong, You know something's wrong. You want to play black games? No problem. We play black games with you all day. University of Mississippi admits a brother and ruled that only insanity could make a black man think he could apply to a university. No African American had ever applied to the university. Because he's black. Because he's black, a judge ruled that he's insane for thinking that he could apply to a university. He's insane. This is how they feel. This is how they feel about people who classify themselves as black. This is how they feel about them. This is how they feel. They speak from their chest when they're talking about niggers. African Americans, blacks, Negroes, color, just put anything you want. Just put anything you want in this bracket right here. Just put anything here. Just put any identity of our people. Right? Remember, you're not putting more in there. Right? All the fictions is what you're putting here. Right? Had for more than a century before been regarded as beings of an inferior order and altogether unfit to associate with the white race, either in social or political relations, and so far inferior that they had no rights which the white man was bound to respect, and that the Negro might justly and lawfully be reduced to slavery for his benefit. He would be sold and treated as an ordinary article of merchandise and traffic whenever a profit could be made by it. He was sold and treated as an ordinary article of merchandise and traffic whenever a profit could be made of it. Whenever a profit could be made of it. Of it? What do you mean of it? We're talking about human beings, right? So if we're talking about human beings, shouldn't it be he or she or something like that? No. Because he is bought and sold and treated as an ordinary article of merchandise. And then the people are going to talk about they're racist. They shouldn't be doing that to the black man. Why not? Why shouldn't they be doing it? Why shouldn't they be doing it to the black man? Why not? Why not? It's a game. And our people love to play. These people aren't playing. Do you see how they talk about our people? Are you blind and deaf? William Wilberforce on the idea of Negro inferiority by William Baker. You could just go read the rest of it yourself. From their first explorations on the coast of West Africa in the 16th century, Englishmen were impressed with their own superiority over Black Africans. The Negro's darkness of skin was associated in the English mind with darkness of mind and soul. That sound like racism to you? Does that sound like racism to you? Or does that sound like witchcraft? Because it's pretty crazy that they're gonna relate darkness of the mind and soul with the darkness of certain people's skin complexion. That as soon as they see, hear, smell, taste dark, they're thinking that it's negative. As far as the Negro's concerned, the darker they are, the darker their mind and soul is. Their mind and soul is dark because they're playing black games and they want to know why nobody wants to deal with them. Yeah, good comes from darkness. Evil also hides in darkness. So you probably want light around if you're worried about little critters running around. You probably want to have some light and get rid of everywhere that there could be some darkness. Because once there's light, then no one can hide. Strange costumes and customs were attributed to a lack of civilization. An African religion was seen simply to be heathen, that is, not Christian. Okay, so if the Christ, why they say Christian, is dark skin, how come they don't call him evil? Because you know Christ is a Negro, right? Christ is Negro, black colored, isn't he? Hair like a lamb's wool, skin like burnt brass, like you're in an oven. That's how Christ looked. So if Christ looked like that, then Christians should look like the Christ. No, well, why would you think Chinese Christs are European? Okay, let's not even use them. Let's go find some other Asiatic. And ask them about their God. And ask them about their messengers of God and all that stuff. You think the messenger of God look like some Europeans to these people who aren't European? Only with the dumb blacks does that stuff happen. These people have their African religion. They have their own stuff. But now they want some European Jesus. Oh, hold on a second. That doesn't exist because Christ is Asiatic. So if Christ is Asiatic, then how come these people who are playing, well, if you're not Christian games, how come they're not talking about their darkness of mind and soul since their Christ is an Asiatic? How come darkness only applies to the Negro? Oh, because a Negro is not a Christ, and a Christ is not a Negro. You're not even realizing that it's there. Right in your face. The Negro is who darkness of skin association to darkness of mind and soul. Only for Negroes. That doesn't apply to all dark-skinned people across the planet. This only applies to Negroes. And the Negroes, the blacks and the coloreds, are the unconscious Moors above Mexico who don't have a national name, don't have a national origin, make up all type of fake stuff. Something happens to them, it's always somebody else's fault except their own. Their leaders selling them out. They're not doing anything about it. The Negro. Moore's been telling you people from the 1920s, we're not Negro, black, or colored. So don't put us in that. Moors are not Negro, black, or colored. So this stuff isn't talking about Moors. This is talking about those blacks out there. This is the treatment that blacks get. By the 17th century, some English writers were recalling the ancient fable of Noah's curse on Ham as an explanation of the Negro's color and lower station in the scale of living creatures. The rationale, the supposed inferiority of the Negro, was readily available for the development of the vast system of Negro slavery. That these things go hand in hand. These go hand in hand from the curse, because remember, they're going to say to Christ and they're Christian, they got the book of God. And then in the book of God, it's saying that these dark-skinned people who they know, Noah, Ham, and all them that were dark-skinned, they got cursed. And they're cursed to the point where they're on the lowest station of life in the scale of living creatures. That's how low being Negro, black, and colored is. And that's not racism. That's just the truth. Now, can you handle the truth or not? And most can't handle the truth because we've been doing this for 100 years, telling our people whether they're Negro, black, or colored. People still going up on stage and accepting black awards still today. Still. Domination and outright exploitation would have been unacceptable without the assumption that the black man was more akin to a brutish animal than to the human being. an assumption which gave the white master every moral and legal right to own and use his slaves as he owned and used his animals. You're hearing all that, and you're still going to be Negro, black, colored, Indian, African, and all the other BS? Still? You're still going to be slave after you know this is how they think and this is how they're going to be dealing with you? This is what you get once you play black games. There's no options. Either you have a nationality or you don't. And if you don't, then you're in trouble. You thought you can get away with this BS that you're trying, calling yourself fictions. When it's all about nationality. And no one wants the fictions around. Everybody has a problem with the fictions. Everyone. You write no fiction. You keep playing, you're playing yourself. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's real. We know what we're talking about. We know exactly what we're talking about. Let's get some of these questions. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. Or you could email canaanlandguide@gmail.com. So if anybody out there has questions, just put them in the chat in all caps. And then we'll see what else we have going on here. So, first question. What is the historical history of the Moorish Women's Auxiliary, and how was it taken for us by other non-Muslim, non-Moorish groups, black groups, etc.? So when you look at the Sisters Auxiliary, you can go to khalifamedia.com and just get the book. You can do that. Now, when we're talking about it, there's always the proof that this thing was way more locked down than we might even be able to appreciate. Because when Noble Drew Ali was holding that sister, that mother, that divine feminine on the cover of the 101s, when he was uplifting fallen humanity, he actually uplifted them. And they were being themselves. They were being themselves. right? Headquarters was the same place where Moorish Science Temple was. Right? It was all about their kind words, works, and deeds. They were Moorish Science Temple of America members. Right? There was a Grand National Chairman of that. Right? All the things were in place for the mothers to get themselves together. Right? They're to get themselves together. The women. This was for the women to get themselves together. Right? Sisters in Auxiliary, page 10. The Sisters in Auxiliary are Moorish women of America, and the world whose divine instruction has been uplifted by the sole attributes of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. The Sisters in Auxiliary are noble women who have redeemed themselves from being a slave to sin. In Auxiliary, sisters find all the answers to life's questions concerning noble women. The sisters in Auxiliary are the rocks of their family, pillars of their communities, and foundations for the nation. When a sister enters the Auxiliary, she is given order to control the chaos that is called life through the divine guidance and national leadership of our Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Immediately and continually, the sisters in Auxiliary go through the process of being uplifted, redeemed, and perfected. Praise Allah for divinely preparing the Prophet of Ali, whom we give highest honor, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The sisters in Auxiliary, under the divine guidance of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, are starting to work toward perfection. We as a nation of people cannot be civilized acting like foreign savages. The church and Christianity cannot truly offer the Moorish Americans redemption or salvation. The Moorish Americans who go and have gone to the highest schools of learning must still proclaim and practice their national and divine creed. The dictionary gives us only one definition for nationality. True nationality unveils the disguises of second-class citizenship. We must work in thought, work, and deeds to become perfected and the noblest character. We have to be taught by the Prophet Ali what noble is. In order for us to become noble and acquire all the highest soul attributes. The most simplest but hardest custom in the highest plane of life for the unconscious sister is controlling her tongue or mouth, as it is commonly put. Sisters in Auxiliary do not gossip, slander, speak loud or vulgar language. This is the law, and the law must live. We have to enforce the law in order to save the nations. Sisters, hold tight to your salvation and unity. Work toward acquiring the highest dignity by closing your mouth and opening your mind, eyes, ears, and heart, and by putting your able hands to work in your home, maintaining, caring for, and maintaining your husband and family. All sisters must learn the truth and the divine truth and serve as the example to their children daily. The Prophet of Ali teaches us that the sisters auxiliary must learn to partake only in divine and national conversations, study constantly so as to be able to promptly proclaim and practice your national and divine creed as given to you by your prophet of Ali, who is divinely prepared by Allah, the great God. Now, if you hear that, and then you have your perspective in your mind, how you think other people who are non-Muslim, non-Moorish, black groups and whatever like that gonna take this? Well, let me answer that for you. The ones who are gonna see what it is we're doing, the ones who are gonna see what it is that we're doing, the ones who recognize it, the ones who are open, the ones who see it in action, they're either going to gravitate or they're going to deny. The ones that gravitate, guarantee you, already have national standards of their own. And it's in harmony with what the Sisters Auxiliary is about. And then people would support it. And then the ones in denial, they just hate themselves with a passion. So they don't care about anything good. All they want is misery and pain. That's what they love. That's not the people that you want in your cipher. Tormented, tortured, hurt, broke people. Drew Ali said strong men and women. You aren't cowards, too ashamed to say that they're Moors and justifying some black BS that gets us nowhere. So the Sisters Auxiliary was extremely important because it was about raising mother back to her place where she needs to be. Right? Raise her to her place. So you can go to khalifamedia.com and get your Sisters Auxiliary training guide. Teach you how to be yourself. Honors to all the mothers who realized what's up. Honors to you, and who's doing their best, because unfortunately there isn't a Sisters Auxiliary. Because remember, it's the women that have to put that in order. So if you're a mother, and there's some mothers around you, then you should probably start get your book and start getting yourself in order. Right? Just go get the book so you can get yourself in order. You're not confused. Peace, Patrick Williams. Are Indians Moors? If so, when did Cherokee call themselves that? Are Indians Moors? If so, when did Cherokee call themselves that? So I was talking about on the NYP show that there's misnomers. There's names that we are called that do not apply to us. Indian is one of those names. So just you hear us talking and you're hearing us saying, oh, we're not black, and we're not Negro and all that stuff, and then you think it's limited to those terms. When we're not just talking about those terms. We're talking about every single term that these people made up. Because everybody knows Indian came from Christopher Columbus, right? There was no Indians over here before Christopher Columbus said, hey, there's Indians over there. And what Indians do you know? What Indians do you know that have mosques? What Indians do you know wear turbans? Just go read the Christopher Columbus and the crew log and all that. And you realize immediately that when they came over here, they saw Moors here. There ain't no Indians. That's a misnomer. India is a British corporation. That's not a people. India is a British corporation. India is not a people or a place. Period. There's nothing to debate. That's what India is. Just like you're not going to debate what breathing is, you're not going to go pulling out dictionaries and going through 500 dictionaries to see what does breathing mean and all that. Because obvious. It's obvious. Indian's a misnomer. Anybody who's talking Indian, mentioning Indian, they're playing you. And they're only playing you because you would allow them, because you're playing these fiction games instead of sticking to nationality when we're dealing with people. So there's no such thing as Indians. What they call Indians, those are Moors. When did Cherokee call themselves that? In our research on Noble Drew Ali, we find out about Henry Turner. Henry Turner is a Washita. That's part of the Cherokees. Noble Drew Ali was Cherokee. And Henry Turner was the slave name. But he was Tunica. And Tunica is Aboriginal and Indigenous, and that's where Turner came from. And Washington came from Washita. And you go find out about the Empress of the Washita, and she's El Bay. That's Moorish. That's not Indian tribe, Cherokee or whatever. El Bay is not Washita. That's Moorish. Washita is a tribe. That's not the identity. That's just the tribe. So nobody called Cherokees that. Because Cherokees are modern Anyanwia. And then when you go look up all these different tribes, they're going to have a name that's the original name of the tribe, not some stuff that they're calling them today, like Cherokee and Chippewa and Algonquin and Iroquois, and thinking that those are the names. There's older names than that. But we know for a fact that whether the name of the tribe that we're bringing up, regardless of the name, all these people are dark-skinned people. And any dark-skinned person, especially an African Negro, is a Moor. That's just what it is. Don't debate me about blinging. How are so-called African Americans Moors? Going back again, just like we said with the Indian. Anything that you bring up and calling it an identity of these dark-skinned people, if it's not Moor, it's a misnomer. African Americans is a misnomer. People who are misclassified as African American, African Canadian, African slave, African whatever, they are Moors because they're dark-skinned people. Because they're dark-skinned people, they're Moors. So we don't have to, how are the African American, no, they're Moors. How are Moors Moors? What do you mean? Why is a banana a banana? Why? Because of its scent, its texture, its shape, its taste. All right. Then what's a Moor? Any dark-skinned person. Any dark-skinned person. And dark skin means any other than European. Right? Those were all terms after the white and red people came to this land. There's no white or red people. There's none of that. There's no white or red people. There's definitely no red people because I ain't seen a red person yet. And there's definitely no white people because I haven't seen any white people yet. I've had a skull and bones come to one of my last jobs. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm marked for death? Well, considering you're still alive, I don't think you're marked for death. I think you watched a little too many conspiracy movies there. Because the question is how you know they were skull and bones, and then where you work at. The skull and bones are going there. Because if you're marked for death by skull and bones, you're dead already. They already injected you or whatever. You're done for. If you didn't realize that little prick that you got, then you might as well chalk it up. And then 2 years from now, you're still talking about the skull and bones came to my job and I marked for death. Then we gotta check you. We gotta check your pulse. Don't worry about no skull and bones and all that stuff because skull and bones are the pirates, which were the Moors. Skull and bones are the Moors. It's not some Masonic whatever. When did Moors call themselves that? Is there any documentation besides Dr. Ben? Go to the Philippines, and the Philippines call themselves Moros, Moros. Moros means more because they know who they are. They know they're not King Philip's property, so they can't be Filipino because they're not King Philip's property. They're Moros. You go check right now. They're fighting right now, standing up for their Moros, not to be misclassified as a fiction. Right? E. Wallace Budge. Actually, that one would be a better one to show you. I'll show you that one. Because I'm sure the Kemetic whoever has never told you about this. I'm sure they never told you. I'm pretty sure. They play games with you. They'll definitely play games with you. Just because they know that you might not know better. Just because you might not know better. But we want to make it clear to you so that, right? Because remember, you're saying, when did Moors call themselves Moors beside Dr. Ben, right? As if Dr. Ben is like the, but let's go beyond Dr. Ben. Let's go beyond Dr. Ben. Origin of the word Moor, M-A-U-R, M-O-O-R. M-A-U-R. M-A-U-R. Palermo Stele, the title of the high priest of Anu. The title of the high priest of Anu, M-A-U-R, that's Moor. And then there's Anu with his Fezon. This is before Dr. Ben. This is before Masons. Okay. This is hieroglyphic. This is ancient Egypt, they mention more. How come the Kemetic whoever's aren't telling you that there is documentation besides Dr. Ben that we're Moors? Well, that says Ma'ur. All right. Well, Ma'ur is the high priest of Anu. And Anu wears a fez. And everybody knows the fez is Moorish. Everybody knows the fez is Moorish. But no, you want to play games with Moors as if we're playing. You know exactly what we're talking about. We're not deaf, dumb, and blind. Like, we actually know what we're talking about. Congress said that the Native Americans was dark-skinned people that was hated by white and red people. And Congress of what? Congress of what? I bet you it's Congress of some modern European thing. Because if Congress is full of Moors, what are you talking about Native Americans and white and red people and all that stuff? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You have to see something's wrong here. You just have to accept that something is wrong here. You have to. When they talk about Continental Congress, they're talking about Moors. They're not talking about black people. They're not talking about black people. They're not talking about the white man and then the red people. That's not how they spoke. You're either Moors or you're Christian, Catholic, either Islamic or you're modern European. Those were the options. Why do you think they told you one drop of nigger blood makes you nigger and all that? Because nobody could escape the gene. Nobody could escape being part of the origin. It's accepting that reality. That's the problem. It was definitely redskin hybrids and pale people at a time of the native tribe enslavement, aka Moor prosecution in America. Yes, but now you're calling them pale, which is that's better than white. They ain't no white people. And if you're talking about somebody as redskin, that's dark. They're Asiatic. They're not modern European foreigner. Right? That's like when they say, oh yeah, this Turtle Island, and then everybody's going with them with Turtle Island. But if you're talking about a continent, how is it an island? Don't be a dumbass. If it's a continent, then it can't be an island. Why do you call it Turtle Continent? Or are these people dumb? And if they're that dumb, then they shouldn't be leading anybody. Right? You can't be pale and claim some superiority or whatever when the sun could kill you. What are you talking about? Sun could kill you. You're playing tough when sun could kill you. Don't fall for the fiction. Leave the fictions. Give Christianity back to the European. Give it back. And Christianity is calling people red, calling people black, calling people, and instead of calling them by their free national name. Right? How do you feel about these SF-181 Moors? Like, why do they need SF-181 to tell them they're Moors? If the form already says Moors on there, then what are they filling out the form for? Now, what's the all their life they never filled out any form. They were black, Negro, African, NOI, Nuwapian. They all this stuff never filled out no SF. Now all of a sudden they're filling out SF-181 forms. And then they're doing it with no remorse. They're just going filling it out. Oh yeah, fill this out because it says more on there. We're gonna check that off. They don't know what these people are doing with forms. What rituals these people doing. When their life sucks. It's because the Grand Matron had her period on your SF-181 forms. And then did her rituals. So your life sucks right now. Doing colonist forms. To tell you who you are when you already claim you're a secured party creditor and all that stuff. So what you need SF-181 for? Foolishness. Foolishness. Oh, Emerald, that talk wasn't for you. That talk wasn't for you. That talk was for people who's gonna listen after. Answer stuff in the chat. It's not directed at you. So don't think I was talking down on you or something. We're talking about them people who's gonna be listening to this. Think they know something. Ain't the Christian name the all caps name? Yeah. The name that they branded you with. The name that they branded you with. And that we embrace wholly and lovingly. But that's a brand. And then when they say brand you, we're not talking about the thing in the fire and on your arm. Right. Talking about the actual name. The actual name is the brand, not the act of branding. The actual name is the brand, right? It's like Hilfiger is the brand, the name is the brand. Right? Bell, the name is the brand. McDonald's, the name is the brand. Corporate people. Right. What form do you need to be black, Negro, colored, African American, and Indian? Exactly. You never filled out a damn thing for them. Now come the Moors, now they're filling out forms and all this madness. Right. What would make someone a Moorish American? What would make someone Moorish American is them being a descendant of Moroccans born in America. So them being descendants of Moroccans born in America is what makes them Moorish American. If they're descendants of Moroccans, the next question is, well, where's Morocco? And if you're thinking Morocco, some little spot over there, you're off. Way off. Because America's Morocco. So if you're Asiatic, and you could trace yourself back, only being over here, then you're Moorish American. It's like the Cubans are Moorish American, and they're Moors. The Mexicans are Moorish American, because all of them are descendants of Moroccans born in America. Member of Moorish Science Temple of America doesn't make you Moorish American. Moorish American already exists. Temple's not making you that. If you're a descendant of Moroccan born in America, that's what you are. Why is nationality not being taught in the school system? Well, one thing about the school system is that the school system, because I'm in that realm, the school system is a level that you go through in the learning of life. In ancient Kemet, they had the mystery schools, school system. During the rule of the Moors, they had 300 universities or whatever. School system. All those things were before the school system that we have today. So if our people claim to be, the gods of the whatever, then they should be going to that school system and not have any issues, since they made that system. Since that system only exists because our ancestors had schools. But who was running our ancestors' schools? Some modern Europeans? No, it wasn't. So because the school system, and then you could just look up the origin of the school system, and it's going to tell you that it's coming from some whoever, rich, whatever, that decided to be, the man, donate as much finance as he can so that he can create a brainwash system and call it school. So that's why nationality is not taught in there. But nationals do attend the school system. And the nationals in the school system, they're not like the niggers and in the principal's office every day and, smoking in the back and only going there to play basketball. They're not doing that. They're on honors roll. They're valedictorian. They're maintaining 90, 95 average. 95% average is what they're maintaining. All the other nationals. While the Asiatic, black, Negro, colored, whatever children, they're the big dummy. Sold out by their own parents who don't know themselves either and have no national pride. So the only way nationality is going to be taught in the school system is if we have our own school system. And then honors to all the Moors who realized that the school system is really at the house before out there. And then they prepare the children at home so that when they go out there, they don't go out there and be a dumbass and look like a dumbass. They got a 95 average. That they're bored in school. This is the Moorish children. They're bored. Twiddle thumb, dum de dum dum dum. Why am I in here? Mom, I have 95 average. Like, why do I have to go to school today? What am I going to school for? I'd rather stay home and study the Moorish history. I was already going to homeschool since I was 0 years old. You want me to go in the school system? Okay, fine. I'm gonna go there and get 100%. And then now what? So them not teaching nationality there, isn't a negative. That's their jurisdiction. They can do what they want. But we can teach our children to master those realms, especially since we came from them already and mastered them ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Teach them how to master the system and get out on top. Get that good European education so their prophet could use them. Why shouldn't someone call themselves black? Going back again to where we were. Right? The black is a misnomer. So black doesn't apply to human beings. Human beings shouldn't call themselves black. just like human beings shouldn't paint themselves like a deer and go walking in the woods. It's not wise to paint yourself like a deer and go walking in the woods during hunting season. That's not too intelligent. That's not too intelligent at all. All right? It's not intelligent. Mm. What is the importance of nationality? The best way is to look at it like, as a human being, you have a right. And nationality is a right. Now, when we've looked back into our history and all we find out is that we're a slave and we're a dumb nigger and they enslaved us and we came over on a slave ship and this victim thing, nationality removes that victimization. Nationality allows a human being to be themselves. Return to their own vine and fig tree. So nationality is important because it ties you to a nation. Because if you're not tied to a nation, then you're a ward. And if you're a ward, that means you're under wardship. And if you didn't notice, ship is there, the same ships that they brought you over here on, wardship. That's the slave ship. Wardship is the slave ship. Nationality gets you out of wardship into self-governing. How has nationality helped you? The best thing nationality did for me was to get me in the right frame of mind. Because there was always something lacking. Before getting to the place of nationality, right, there was always something lacking. Everything was like slow motion. Nothing happened, nothing manifested. As soon as nationality happened and the mind started going in a different direction, that's when nationality showed its worth. It didn't show at the beginning because you don't get it right away. It doesn't hit you right away, right? Because it's that new. Like, we haven't even considered nationality ever in our life. We might have said nation, right? We might have said national, but nationality and then applying it to myself allowed the world to open up to me. I'm saying without nationality, there ain't no Love, Truth, Peace, Freedom, and Justice tour. February 24th, Colorado. April 27th, Springfield, Massachusetts. May 4th, Phoenix. There's none of that without nationality. None of that. There's more people that I care about because of nationality than wardship. Nationality. Because of nationality. I would never had the opportunity to connect with all these different Moors without nationality. Never. Would have just been subjected to this jurisdiction, this zombie jurisdiction. Where we wish we had more than a few faithful Moors. And we're talking about who was it again? We were talking about. But we were talking about if all the Moors who said that they were Moors were still around since 2008 to now, if they didn't fold, if they didn't punk out, if they didn't whatever it is that they did, get bored, find some new religion, if they stuck with the program from 08 to now, every individual who came through the doors stayed, where do you think we would be right now? Where do you think we would be? Right? This is why Drew Ali is the man. Why Drew Ali is the man. And he gets all the honors. Because we wouldn't have known jack about nationality if it wasn't for him. Right. And again, we're only here for the two in the back. Right. We're only here for the two in the back. Because the masses are asses. They don't want to be free. They want wardship. I remember when I came into this knowledge and gave myself a free national name, right after I did, I started seeing faces in the sky. All I could describe it was a Moorish woman, and she looked evil. Yeah. If looks could kill, what did you do? What did you do? She's looking at you evil. You did something, because you got the sky god is looking at you evil. You better go check yourself. Don't let her catch you. She does not play. She does not play. What does Negro, Black, and Colored do for you? That's a great question. You should ask somebody, Negro, Black, Colored. See what they say. See what they say. Let's go outside. Hey, what does Negro, Black, Colored do for you? They want to fight after that. What do you mean by that doing? Them Negroes fight for anything. Any little thing. Look at them wrong, they want to fight. Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide. Supreme honors to all the Moors. Supreme honors to all the Moors. I'll just make sure. Keep you on game. Don't forget. For all the Moors. 7 p.m. February 10th. This Saturday. We're going to be with the Moors over at Peace Pipe TV. Q&A. We'll bring all your questions. Bring all your questions. And then, we'll do our best. Do our best to answer. Do our best to answer. What is a Rosicrucian? Right, so there's certain things that certain subject matter that it's not like we hear them and then we get into this, deer in the headlights, eyes wide open, oh my gosh, this thing or whatever like that. When it's really not like that, And a lot of things, if you use, you could just go online. You could just go online and use the etymonline.com, etymology dictionary online. And put Rosicrucian in there. Rosicrucian, member of a supposed secret society, possessing ancient occult wisdom, 1620s, from modern Latin, Rosa Crucis, or crux. In either case, a Latinization of German Rosenkreuz, French Rose Croix. In either case, from the name of the society's reputed founder, Christian Rosenkreuz, said to date from 1484, but not mentioned before 1614, as an adjective from 1660s, Rosicrucianism. Rosicrucianism from Christian Rosenkreuz. And then you go do your research on Christian Rosenkreuz and what he was studying and all that, and you realize that that's just somebody's name. They were studying from some guy, and now they're Christian because they were studying from Christ, or because they live where the Caribs lives, they're Caribbean. Rosicrucian. This name. Don't let them, have you in the whirlpool. Don't let them have you in the whirlpool chasing after stuff. All right? Don't fall for it. Just use the etymology dictionary and tell you everything. Honors to all the Moors. Supreme honors to the Prophet. Noble Drew Ali. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Honors to all the mothers. And supreme honors to the few faithful Moors worldwide. Honors to all the mothers. And supreme honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Supreme honors to Noble Drew Ali. Peace and love, Moors, Islam.